When you're a psychiatrist, when you're dealing with mental health, you're dealing with the big questions of existence, really, the big questions of us as human beings, you know, what it is to be, you know, a person.
We don't know enough. We don't know enough about the brain. We don't know enough in research terms about bipolar. But I still want to continue doing the films. My imagination of the gig is what you would expect Oasis to be emotionally committed to at Nebworth. It's that huge a gig for me.
In sales, there's a thing called a close, and a close is a clinching argument for somebody to either sign a document or buy a certain product or buy something or buy into something. So my close for this particular pitch was, let us learn from yesterday, let us live for today, and may we have hope for tomorrow. Bipolar research is not a matter of life and death, or life or death. Bipolar research is not a matter of life or death. It's just more important than that, because bipolar research saves lives.
What's happened over the course of the films, and perhaps it's part of the rehabilitation thing that I've been going through, is I've bounced back. And that's a huge benefit for me, because my previous experience for 16 years would be I'd get these intrusive thoughts and it would just get worse and worse and worse. There's been periods where I've been like that, but I think I've bounced back. I think it's been a tremendous transformation, to be honest with you. When you write a song, you're writing about the emotion that's not seen. So you do feel a bit naked in an emotional sense. The music is, I'm fairly confident about the music and the performance, because I know we can play these songs. You know, whether we play those songs and we get enthusiastic response at the gig, it's a different matter.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask our very own reader in academic bluegrass, Ian the Doc Jones, to come and introduce the band.
Thank you very much, Nick. Ladies and gentlemen, on February the 8th, 1961, the Beatles played their first ever gig in the Cavern Club in Liverpool. Everybody there would dine out on that for the rest of their life. On March the 28th, 2012, the Tinstones play their debut gig at the Staff and Social Club in the University Hospital of Wales. You will have been there at the start. You will be able to tell your children, your grandchildren, that you were there at the beginning. Ladies and gentlemen, move forward to the stage, put your hands together, make a lot of noise, and welcome the Tinstones.
Is all about enjoyment. Tonight is all about you, the talent in the room. I'm not talking the looks, I'm talking the brains. Yeah. So we're going to start off and we're going to ease ourselves in with some blues, and it's called Love in Vain.
I've known him for years. I sort of got him into the gig of being the official photographer for the Gem in the last couple of years, 1980 and 1982. And he followed us around everywhere. You know, the gigs and the dressing rooms and the sound checks and hotels and all that sort of stuff, just taking photographs. And when the Jam split up, I think Twink moved back to Newcastle, so I didn't see him for a number of years.
My head, you follow the station with a suitcase in my head.
Come on, you're not close enough. I'm not feeling you. Come on, let's heat it up a bit. Yeah. This one's a song about my experience in the locked psychiatric ward. Well, I tell you all a story about when I was down, floated in a hospital in that dressing gown. Well, I tell you all good.
His whole circumstances had changed. He was no longer running a busy business. He'd become a lot more withdrawn and withdrew from the world as such. I mean, I didn't really understand it at first. I think a lot of people find that they don't really understand what's going on. You know what I mean? I just sort of bumped into him as an old mate and you know, picked it up from there, not really realising it exactly, you know, what had happened to him. And it was because we were good friends that, you know, he sort of sat down and explained exactly what was going on and what had happened. And I suppose because he's a friend of mine, I've always wanted to support him in nearly everything that he's wanted to do, you know, in that respect. Of awareness, I suppose, really. That's probably why I'm here today, you know, plus the fact that I love sort of going out and being with Twink and you know, some other mates that are down here as well.
Okay, this is the last song, but the one you're all going to enjoy. This is a song about Nick's smallholding. I got a cushy little number. I don't have to work hard or slow. Yeah, I think it's great. Every morning get up late. I'm a potbelly pig on Nick's farm. There's two things I think which have come out of the filming that we've done. One is that we don't know enough. That's been a bit of a shock, and that's sort of motivated me to think about, you know, how can we develop that? How can we get extra funding for this vital research? And the other thing that I found doing these films is you've got these different diagnoses of whether it be post-traumatic stress disorder, bipolar, schizophrenia, but there's a lot of commonality in the experience of somebody with schizophrenia or somebody with ADHD or somebody with post-traumatic stress disorder or bipolar or postpartum psychosis. There's a lot of commonality in what the sufferer feels. Because as a bipolar sufferer, I've always felt very isolated and very alone because I always thought it was only bipolar suffered these issues. And that has really been a fantastic education for me, because I thought bipolar, oh well, you know, you get these ups and downs and you get the suicidal ideation or you get the mania or you get the delusional thinking. And there seems to be a lot of commonality between the different diagnoses. And we're only just really scratching the surface at understanding neuroscience and understanding how the brain functions. Thank you. Thank you. I'm overjoyed. Thanks very much for coming tonight, honestly. Being a bipolar sufferer, happiness is measured in minutes, and you've made me very happy, so thank you very much for that. Good night.
right or wrong. Please forgive me, right or wrong. I can't live without your love forever. I don't know why I had to hurt you. I don't know why I had to hurt you. All I know is I need your love forever. Ever.